Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We survived a little bit of technical difficulty. Got our mulligan for the season in, Mark. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy. And the game is just underway. Mark, for anything we've missed, looks like the Challengers are starting out on defense.
They are, and they kicked off. And first play, that's the first play from line of scrimmage for the Knights. A carry that time by Leo Friedman. Looks like he lost about a yard on the play.
All right, what we'll do as we get settled in, we'll give you the defensive starting lineup for the Challengers as we go under the second series right now. We're just going to go ahead and get focused on the action here. First game of the season for the Challengers, defending 3A champions against a North Valley team that, as I recall, last year over at their place, the Knights hung in tough for about a half before giving way. And a good play defensively for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Folks would have missed it because of our technical difficulty, but Mark, you were talking about how critical it will be for the Challengers to play good defense tonight.
Yeah, nice job by Jack Nips that time on the edge, not letting anyone get around him and making a play there for a loss of about 5 yards on the play. So far the Knights going in the wrong direction as the Challenger defense is looking very good here to start the game.
And we'll go ahead and set it for you. We're now at a 3rd down and 11 for Cascade. Rolling out to his left, trying to find some running room. And that is Leo Friedman with it, and he's wrapped up, and a loss of 7 on the play to bring up a 4th down and 18.
Yeah, not a real good series for the Knights there as they ran the ball 3 times and lost about 6 yards on it. And they're getting ready to punt. Challengers should get some excellent field position here as the Knights are punting from their own 13.
Now, the Challengers switched out a lot of parts, but there's still a lot of experienced guys on this Challenger team, and that includes the return man, Luke Wilson. This kick, very short. It takes a bit of a Challenger bounce. It'll be at the 29-yard line, so the Challengers offensively start out in fine fashion.
Yes, they do. A very short kick. Out to about the 30, about a 17, 18-yard punt. So the Challengers in good shape here at the Knight 32.
So 1st and 10 for the Challengers. And quarterback Ashton Moody. He has a pair of receivers out to his right. In the slot is Christopher Freilich. Peyton Maurer on the outside. Spread set. Shotgun look on 1st down. They'll hand the ball to, and actually taking off and running with it. Caught the play-by-play guy by surprise.
Ashton Moody down to the 8-yard line. He picks up 24 yards on the keeper on the first play. That was an excellent fake by him and a nice job of weaving his way through some traffic and getting the Challengers to 1st and goal.
Ashton Moody at quarterback, Caleb Scaglione in the backfield, Peyton Maurer, Christopher Freilich, Luke Wilson, and Derek Farmer, the receivers. The line, Jack Nips, Sam Seiss, Zach Cook, Luke Ryder, and Mason Hoffman. On the move, Scaglione, and he'll cross the goal line
for the touchdown.
And he scores the touchdown just like that.
Ashton Moody with a little swing pass to Skaggs out in the flat. Some good blocking by the receivers out in front of him, and it's a touchdown.
Number 6, Caleb Scaglione on the reception.
So Caleb Scaglione scoring the first touchdown of the season for the Challengers. And it'll be Mason Hoffman, 2nd-year kicker, senior. Boy, his list of responsibilities has sure picked up this year. Out of the hold of Moody. Wobbly kick, hits off the goal post. And
no good.
It'll be 6-0 for the Challengers on their first drive. Short field, and just like that, they're on the board. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we will be back for more Knights and Challengers following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Challenger territory. First and 10, 7:05 to go. Caleb Scaglione putting the Challengers on the board first. Whistle blows.
Flags on the play.
Penalty flag on the play. We'll see what this is all about. Call will go against the Challengers. Offsides, that'll take it down to the 37.
37, still first down.
1st and 5 now for North Valley. Nice sustained drive they've got going here.
So North Valley trying to answer the bell here. Trailing 6-0 in the ball game. Under center, the quarterback Miller. He'll go ahead and keep it this time. Runs behind the scrum and picks up first down yardage.
Yeah, give him about 8 yards on the play. A nice little wedge play, and that's the Knights taking advantage of their size right there against the Challenger front. Teal, the quarterback, with a nice carry.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights. 6:12 left to go in the first quarter of play.
And I think the Knights think they can just push the Challengers around. So we're going to see if that's going to work out for them here. So far, they've been doing a good job of that. Timeout, North Valley.
Timeout call with 6:01 to go here in the first quarter of play. Challengers lead, but the Knights are on the move. We will take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll bring more 3A football your way on TableRockSports.net.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport.
First down play. Friedman with the carry. He tries the right side there, but Peyton Maurer says, I don't think so.
Yeah, no gain.
So
been a promising drive so far for the Knights as they moved from their own 25 all the way down to the Challenger 29 here. 2nd and 10 now, and they've been able to run the football fairly effectively with behind that big offensive line. Looks like the Challengers are going to a few more linebackers and a few less defensive backs so far, and North Valley doing a good job of right there inside reverse again for a big gain. All the way down the field, Friedman with an 18-yard pickup and another first down. 4th first down in this drive for the North Valley Knights.
So for North Valley now, they're in the red zone. 1st and 10 down at the 12-yard line of Cascade Christian. So they had trouble going to the outside on the first series, so they go inside this go-around, and it's paying off.
Well, a little more inside deception, too. They're flipping it inside, cutting it back outside, and taking advantage of that big offensive line. Another nice run for the Knights, clear down to the 3-yard line.
Erkeneff with the carry.
Picks up 10 yards and another first down.
So that'll bring up a first down and goal. Down, ball spotted at about the 2-yard line, just inside the 2-yard line, with 4:29 left to go in the first quarter of play. Got Miller under center at quarterback. Teal's in the backfield with him, along with Friedman.
And we're going to have a false start penalty.
So that'll give the Challengers a little bit more breathing room. But you know, when you get in this tight, that can work either two ways. Sometimes I think the hardest plays to score on are when you're inside the 5-yard line.
The 7-yard line, repeat first down.
Yeah, well, I don't know. With this Knights team, they seem to have some momentum going there with that ball at the 2-yard line after another 10-yard run. And, maybe the Challengers now can make an adjustment and stop them before they get in the end zone.
So the Knights, inside move flag on the play.
And I think we're going to have a hold.
Short of the goal line, penalty flag down on the play.
And it'll go against the Knights. And they'll walk the penalty off. That'll take them outside the
It's a 10-yard penalty, so
17.
the Knights with a couple of penalties back-to-back, kind of sort of shooting themselves in the foot, and the Challengers are going to call a timeout, I think.
Timeout called on the field, and the respective teams go to their sidelines, talk things over with their coaches. Sure, no doubt, defensive coordinator Mike Sean relishing the opportunity to kind of talk things over with his troops as the Challenger defense has gotten pushed around a little bit on this series.
Certainly has, and you talked about at the beginning of the game, the size for the Challengers, not up to the normal size that they have this year, and I think that's going to be one of the things they're really going to have to sort of deal with, and there's different ways to deal with the lack of size. Some of it's just in toughness or staying lower or being quicker. So always adjustments that you have to make during a football season. And, without those guys in the middle that they had last year that pretty much dominated the line of scrimmage, it's going to be a lot tougher for this Challenger football team to be successful. So we'll see how that works out for them.
Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. September is Buck for Kids Month at Dutch Bros, where $1 of every purchase goes to local youth organizations in our communities. First and goal for the Knights at the 17. They were down at the 2 prior to a couple of penalties. And now they'll go ahead and hand it to Leo Friedman. And Friedman tackled by Farmer. He'll get it down to the 13-yard line, so pick up of about 4 on the play.
Friedman advances the ball to the 13-yard line.
Touchdown by Dylan Westlake, and it was called back due to a penalty.
And so now the Challengers start on their own 15 or 16-yard line.
Ball on the turf. Derek Farmer, though, manages to fall on it just in time.
Fumble recovered by the Challengers. Loss on the play back to the 9-yard line brings up second down.
So a second and long for the Challengers.
Lucky to get back on that football, Derek Farmer.
It could have been a lot worse. Moody rolling out to his left, looking downfield. Sees Freilich there. He also has a man on the swing pass. And Luke Wilson makes the catch.
Luke Wilson for an 18-yard pickup and a first down for the Challengers. Nice throw that time by Moody, right on the numbers for Luke Wilson.
1:47 to go here in the first quarter. Moody rolling right, getting some pressure there from Carson Smith. Ball downfield. Overthrows his intended target, Peyton Maurer. And also trying to make a play on the ball is Kai Romero.
Yeah, a little bit of a broken play there. Peyton Maurer did not even see that ball thrown. Didn't look like he was trying to find it. So first incomplete pass of the game for the Challengers for Moody.
So Challengers now coming out with trips to the right. Little swing pass. And caught by Luke Wilson. Little shift. Shaking and baking. Passing the 45-yard line up to the 47.
Yeah, nice job by Luke Wilson with running after the catch. Another 18-yard gain. Another first down for the Challengers.
1:17 and counting to go in the first. So not unlike with our broadcast tonight, some fits and starts here, the early going, but got some momentum going now. Maurer and Freilich coming in motion. Showing some fly sweep, Freilich.
Yeah, and this one's coming back. Going to get a hold, I think, on Luke Wilson.
The ball carrier, flags down on the play.
Now, a penalty against the Challengers.
Yep.
Holding, Challengers.
Kind of see that one happening there.
So what was a 1st and 10?
Well, it looked like it happened 4 yards down field. So remember, it's a spot foul on a hold. So it's going to be a 4-yard gain on the fly sweep, and then a 10-yard penalty against the Challengers. So.
Brings the ball back to the Challengers' 41-yard line. First down.
So that'll put the ball at the 41-yard line of Cascade Christian. First down and 15.
Timeout on the field.
So a timeout called by the Challengers. We'll take one as well with 51 seconds left to go in the first. And the Challengers and Knights tied at 6.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more.
Back to action here. Challengers on a 1st and 15 at their own 41-yard line. Ashton Moody dropping back, looking to pass, completes it. And plenty of running room. Luke Wilson has been a menace for the Knights this evening. They get him out in a little bit of space, and he's able to put to work a little bit of that speed. And Wilson, you forget he's only 150 pounds, but who cares?
He's got 3 18-yard receptions so far in this game. Exactly the same yardage, all 3 of them. I mean, as close as I can tell anyway.
So Challengers make their way into Knight territory. Game knotted up at 6. Moody dropping back, looking long. And it's probably a blessing in disguise that ball's a little overthrown. I don't think he saw Freilich to the outside.
No, I don't think he did either. And it looked like he had Peyton Maurer down the field too, if he wanted to throw it on this side of the field. But brings up 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
2nd and 10 on the incomplete pass. Challengers on the move with 8 seconds left to go in the first.
Probably be the last play of the quarter here.
Twins on either side of the line. Now we got Farmer in motion, and he's going to catch the swing pass, crosses the 40, works his way to the outside, and he'll be taken out at about the 34-yard line. Kai Romero there, and that will end the first quarter of play. After one, it's been a good back-and-forth affair between the Challengers and Knights, and we'll bring you the second quarter of play right here on the other side of this break on TableRockSports.net.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Missed anything, but back here as we start the second quarter of play, Challengers with the football in a tie ball game at 6 apiece. To recap, and we've had some blips and sputters on a couple of occasions here early in the game, but the Challengers stiffened up defensively to open the ball game, took a 6-0 lead on a touchdown by Scaglione, but North Valley took it to the inside and got a touchdown to tie up the game. The Challengers are going to see what they can do to get themselves back on top. Twins on either side of the line. They'll go ahead and hand the ball. And a little forward momentum there. At least a couple of yards on the play for Caleb Scaglione.
Yeah, give him 5 yards and a first down for the Challengers. Challengers only ran 3 running plays in that first quarter. Only a total of 10 plays for the Challengers, as North Valley, with that long, sustained drive to get their 6 points, ran off a lot of the clock in that first quarter.
Challengers at the 30-yard line. Moody, pump fake, looking long. He sees Derek Farmer. He makes the catch. Penalty on the play. And he's in for the score, but we'll see what happens with the flag.
They're going to call offensive pass interference, I think. I don't think that's a good call. I'll disagree with the call because I was watching Farmer, and the guy, the defensive man just got flipped and fell down. But they're going to call it against the Challengers, which I don't think is a good call.
So penalty against the Challengers. And you'll see a fair amount of these, usually in the first game of the season. Sometimes penalties as a result of timing errors and things like that. And, of course, as far as Farmer is concerned, in reality, we haven't really had much chance to talk about it, Mark, but actually Farmer's quarterback by trade, but when you got that kind of athleticism, you got to find a way to put him in the lineup.
Yeah, and you can tell the Challengers not happy with that call because it's a 15-yard penalty and takes the Challengers all the way back out to the 44 of the Knights.
So that'll make it a 1st and 25. Ashton getting a little bit of pressure there. And a pass complete to Peyton Maurer.
And give Maurer about 8 yards. So some progress there. The Challengers now second and about 18.
Challengers down to about the 37-yard line of North Valley. Pass out to Luke Wilson. Wilson trying to shake a pair of defenders, but he's not going to go down easy.
And he'll get about 3 yards, 4 yards out of it.
Pass complete to Luke Wilson. First hit by Bryson Teal.
Bryson Teal making the stop for North Valley.
Brings up third down for Cascade.
Third and 14 now for the Challengers. They got to get all the way down to the just inside the 20-yard line to get a first down.
Scaglione, the single setback. Wide to the left is Derek Farmer. Trips to the right.
Timeout, Challengers.
Cascade Christian calling a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Today's game is brought to you by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass. Elmer's Restaurants of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. And Mark, taking a look at, and it's always, you always, that first poll of the year is not always the most meaningful. You almost would have to say it's kind of almost what you'd call a lifetime achievement.
Yes, I think
by
you're right
giving
about
Cascade the #1 spot. Banks, who graduated a lot of people off their team last year, is ranked second. It'll be interesting to see how they regroup for this year. Vail, I don't think as much as a surprise to you or I, knowing over the years in Eastern Oregon, they always have a solid program. Be curious to watch Dayton. Now, they lost Arce off of last year's team, but you know that they've got Smith up there who can now pretty much assume the lion's share of the work. Kennedy, who played the Challengers for the state championship. Eli Traeger, their quarterback, he's going to have a lot more responsibility this year as they've also graduated some major players.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how those teams play out. I would certainly not have the Challengers at the top of the poll to begin the season, but like you said, I think it's a little bit of where did you finish last year?
Empty backfield for Cascade. And Moody looks like he's going to take off and run. He's being chased, and he's looking downfield and swings it, and it looked like Farmer might have been able to get to it. We have a flag on the play.
It's going to be a legal man down the field. Anytime you have a running play and it turns into a quarterback scramble, it's going to be a legal man downfield. I'm sure that's what it is. And if you're North Valley, you should decline it.
Well, should they do so, that will put them in a fourth down scenario.
4th down and 14.
And as you've talked about, I think we're in a place where with the ball down around the 30-yard line after the penalty, it's going to be too deep for a field goal attempt, and probably not a great spot for a punt, and probably just go ahead and go for it.
I would think so here. But I think if you're the Challengers, you want to throw the ball past the first down marker. Let's see what they decide to do.
Yes. Largely new group up front for the Challengers. The only returning starter, Jack Nips, over at left tackle.
Well, and it looks like the Challengers in punt formation. Moody, remember, the punter.
And he's going to go ahead and boot it away. It's kind of a high, short kick. And I don't know how much time he spends working on his punting, but that was done pretty darn well.
It really was. Kind of an angled punt and pins North Valley deep. Clear back at their, looks like their 6 or 7 yard line. So the Challengers have a nice sustained drive there. They get the offensive pass interference penalty, kind of kills them. And I would go back to that and still say that I don't agree with that call.
No.
It looked like the North Valley defender just kind of tripped and fell down, and unfortunately the pass interference was called. So now North Valley, who still hasn't thrown the ball in this football game, gets the ball back at their own 7. We'll see what they can do here with their third possession, of the football game.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch, knowing that this year on the team, 36 players and a lot of younger guys there. It'll be interesting to see how the team holds up in terms of
better job
endurance.
That time. Better job that time of the Challengers filling the middle. Looks like Scaglione in there on the tackle.
So for Teal, runner on the play, he ends up just picking up about a yard on that. So he'll get them up to, they're inside their 10-yard line at the 8.
Actually, I don't think that was, I think I got the wrong number in there for that tackle, but it might have been Fianaka. I think it was actually Fianaka. Man, some of those numbers are hard to read from up here.
Yes, they are. Move over this way.
Yeah.
8:53 left to go in the half. And again, North Valley going to the ground game. And Hayden Taylor with the carry.
Third down, Knight.
And we'll maybe give him a yard on that, and that would bring up a 3rd down and 8. Sam Seist returning to the Challenger lineup. A lot of new
big
guys.
Big 3rd
for
down
Cascade.
right here, really. If the Challengers can make a stop and force North Valley to punt the football, be a big win for that Challenger defense after giving up that touchdown in their Knights' last possession.
And the Knights throw their first pass of the game.
And maybe we see why they don't throw the ball very much.
Falls to the turf, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and a pretty obvious punting situation for the Knights. On the first punt of the game for North Valley, it was a high short kick that gave the Challengers outstanding field position that allowed them to take the early lead in the ball game.
And it really should be similar here. We got Luke Wilson back, it looks like, to receive the punt. And he's back about the Knights' 37-yard line or so.
So the long and the short, one of the things you have to say to the credit of both teams, we haven't seen turnovers so far in the game, and that is something that is
illegal substitution on the Knights. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
So speaking of first week penalties, that's the kind of penalty that gets called on you in week 1 that you don't make in week 9.
Oh, and actually what it is they have 12 guys on the field as one guy goes off. It looked like illegal substitution, but I think it was actually 12 men on the field.
Now, this reminds me of former baseball player Jim Bouton. He says, how baseball players aren't dumb? You never see 10 men on the field.
Yeah, there you go.
So a good high kick this time by the Knights, and it'll take a North Valley bounce.
Yeah, well.
Good play on special teams by the North Valley punter.
And Luke Wilson's got to get over and catch that football, and he just couldn't get over there quite in time. And that's why I really prefer, the Challengers used to anyway. I put 2 guys back to return the punts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a much better choice because the kicker cannot kick the ball away from you as easily that way.
I'll see some Challenger alumni in the house this evening. Down on the sideline, see Tristan Wallace. Also see Logan Flenner, part of the coaching staff this year, along with some guy named Hayden Shawn.
Surprise, surprise.
Hayden serving as the quarterback's coach this year. He might know a thing or two about playing the position.
Just a thing or two.
1st and 10 for the Challengers, back at their own 31-yard line. Trips to the left, the wide side of the field. And they'll go to the ground on 1st down. Got to keep that defense honest.
Scaglione gets about a couple yards, 2-3 yards on the play.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. 2nd and 7 with 7:19 left to go in the half. Twin receivers, right and left. Man in motion is Freilich. He'll go ahead and carry the football. Slips a would-be tackler. And he'll work it up to about the 36-yard line.
Give him a couple of yards. Third and 6 now for the Challengers.
Kellen Klecker checking into the ball game. Dylan Westlake will come out. So I mentioned the addition of Flenner and Shawn to the staff this year. Steve First, who was a longtime offensive coordinator, has stepped away from football. Now complete pass to Kellen Klecker, and he's close to a 1st down. So he's going to have to relinquish his victory cigar status.
Yeah, it looks like he did get the 1st down, too. Nice job by him of just leaning forward far enough to get that 1st down.
Now, you see, I figure in basketball, Mark, he's your basketball program's Duncan Robinson.
There you go.
Come in and
knock down a 3 or 2.
Yeah. Derek Farmer back in the ball game. They're going with a tight formation here. Everybody bunched in close. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Little pitch play to Scaglione. He splits the difference between a pair of defenders, runs out across to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, nice play that time. Scaglione doing a good job of picking up about 6 yards. As a few raindrops are hitting my back here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little rain. I'm just not sure about now.
Yeah, the timing is a little questionable, I would think.
Second down, 4 yards to go. 5 minutes and counting to go in the first half. Derek Farmer goes in motion to the right side. And that'll be kind of like, oh, yeah, little razzle-dazzle here. And nearly picked off. Good defense there by Kai Romero. So with a pair of quarterbacks in the Challenger lineup, you got to know that probably we're going to see some things like that over the course of the season. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4. What I'm going to have to do here.
Third down, Challengers.
Doing the MacGyver school of let's bring it. Suddenly,
we have a storm.
We have some rain.
We have a storm on our hands. Uh-oh. He just went dead. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow.
All right.
That was bizarre.
Yeah.
A sudden wind gust.
Yeah. Ashton Moody completes it to his stepbrother Luke Wilson. He'll spin out of a tackle, keeps his feet, crosses the 35-yard line down to the 33. And the Challengers will pick up a first down out of this. You know, Mark, ordinarily it's heat we have to contend with on the first game of the year.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, especially since it didn't look like it was going to do any of this when it started tonight. And all of a sudden the Challengers get the football back, starting to do make a little noise here, and the rain comes in.
So 1st and 10 for the Challengers at the 34 of North Valley. Luke Wilson, who's become a favored target of Moody tonight, makes the catch and works it down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, picks up about 4 yards on the play on the quick little hitch there. Challengers over 100 yards now in offense here unofficially.
Challengers with a pickup of 4 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 6. Cascade Christian at the 30 of North Valley. So we didn't necessarily see a lot of this type of offense last year, but a long sustained drive. Luke Wilson slips a tackle and works his way down to the 21.
And another first down on about a 14-yard carry, as Luke Wilson is sort of the workhorse, not out of the running back spot, but out of the slot.
Well, what's interesting about it, remember last year, Brody Sample, the leading receiver for the Challengers, Peyton Maurer right behind him in terms of receptions. Wilson we would see a fair amount of in receiver sets, but not necessarily a ton of catches. This is going to be different for him this year. You can see that he's stepped up there to give a little lightning along with Maurer's thunder.
And again, I think that's Luke Wilson taking the catch and making his way down about 9 yards.
Actually, you know who that is?
That's Dylan Westlake.
Another little guy for the Challengers.
Yep, absolutely. So,
what a story he's been. Played goalie for the Challenger boys soccer team his freshman year and did an outstanding job in that respect. And then a couple of years we didn't have a boys soccer program, so Dylan went ahead and lent his talents to the football team. Pass. Thrown in the direction. They'll rule that a forward pass.
Yeah, that had to be really close.
Yeah.
But they did call it an incomplete pass in the direction of Dylan Westlake again. And just as quickly as the rain came, it looks like it's mostly gone at this point. Is that my score sheet?
Let me see here.
No, I'm missing it somewhere. Anyway, we'll fight it eventually.
It's gone with the wind.
It apparently is gone with the wind.
Oh, Challengers in a 3rd down and 1. And the Cascade Christian Challengers
do pick up
the
a
first
couple
down
of yards and get right to the 10-yard line. So
we'll go ahead and got that back for you. So we'll bring up our down and distance.
First and goal now from exactly the 10.
Ashton Moody carrying the football, looking toward the corner of the end zone.
Just short of the goal line. Boy, he looks tough running the football too.
He does. Well, he's always been, I wouldn't say like super stocky, but he's never been a skinny guy either.
No, he's definitely a strong kid. And I would suspect they're going to run the exact same play here. Let's see if they do. Yes, they do. Touchdown Challengers.
And Cascade Christian gets back on top.
Just like that, the Challengers with the touchdown. And I like the fact that they only left 1:10 on the scoreboard for the Knights here as we head toward half.
I'll tell you what, I think it would be entertainment just to have a camera on following what's been going up here on top of the skybox tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Challenger's going to go for 2 here. Moody going to take it himself, and he powers his way in. So the Challengers make up the difference. And with 1:10 left to go in the first half of play, the Challengers take a 14-6 lead. We will pause for messages, and we'll return in 1 minute.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
$1:10 left to go on the half, but I suppose the good news is maybe some of that little bit of rain we got might help dampen the smoke a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Could use a good downpour this weekend.
Yeah, we certainly could. Challengers did a good job that time of, or in this quarter, I should say, of really dominating the corner and keeping the football. As so far in the quarter, they've run 17 plays in the quarter to just 3 for the Knights. So a nice job by the Challengers of getting some points on the board and keeping the ball away from North Valley, as they get this ball with 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. They will have only ran 3 plays in this entire corner. This will be the 4th play as the ball's kicked off.
Alex Theonaka, end over end kick, and it'll land and roll into the end zone. Challengers seem like they've historically always been strong in this facet of the game.
Yes, they have been.
And it's always nice to have, because you think of how many times that you see teams that are limited in their kicking game and what that takes out of their hands, especially in a close game.
Yes. So North Valley with the football back here with 1:10. Do they dare try to air it out here? If you're the Challengers defense, I think you want to play a little softer here, at least to start with.
Only one pass attempt by North Valley, and it fell to the turf incomplete.
I think it was tipped by one of the Challenger linemen.
And on first down, play up the middle, Bryson Teal.
Got about 7 yards.
So a good running play there by North Valley.
North Valley with 94 yards on the ground so far in this one. Nothing through the air, as we discussed previously. Doesn't look like they're in a hurry to do anything here. Again, if you're the Challengers, you got to loosen up those defensive backs, and nothing gets behind you here.
33 seconds left to go in the second. And once again, they'll power their way up the middle, pick up first down yardage.
Eric Miller on the keeper.
Miller, the quarterback. He'll keep it. First down, 17 seconds to go. As you mentioned, Mark, it doesn't seem like at this point that unless they're lulling the Challengers to sleep here.
Well, 2-1, they're not going to get the playoff.
And that will mark the end of the first half of play. It's halftime. And the Cascade Christian Challengers, with a long, sustained drive, pull ahead of what has proven to be a very pesky North Valley team.
I think that's a good way to put it right there.
And what we'll do right now is we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with our halftime report. Your score after 2 quarters of play, it is Cascade Christian 14 and the North Valley Knights 6. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
No turnovers in the first.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
And And it's time for the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. Visit playmedford.com for the latest recreation guide. All the sports leagues, classes, and special events await you. Visit playmedford.com to learn more. In terms of a scoring summary from the first half, not a whole lot to talk about, but there is something to talk about. On the Challengers' opening drive of the ball game, after North Valley tried running some plays to the outside, couldn't get much going, and after a short punt, Challengers gifted with good field position. The drive capped off with an 8-yard touchdown pass from Ashton Moody to Scaglione. The point after attempt by Hoffman no good, as it was 6-0. And then North Valley got it back, and they found success working the ball up the middle and beginning to mix their play calls up. And without even so much as throwing a pass, they are able to cap off a drive with a John Erkeneff 13-yard run. Point after attempt no good, and the game knotted up at 6. Then the Challengers, after a long drive, cap it off with a Ashton Moody 1-yard touchdown run. And Moody punched it in for the 2-point conversion to give the Challengers their lead of 8 points at 14-6. Fall sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler, and our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon. New stores are opening in Roseburg and Klamath Falls, and now with 9 locations to serve you. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the halftime stats. Mark is finishing those up, and we'll have those for you coming after this break here on TableRockSports.net.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Welcome back to Lithia Driveway Field in Medford. Windy here at halftime. Got wind blowing from the north and the flag jumping all around, and it has been an interesting night to say the least in terms of just some of the challenges in terms of getting everything going this evening, in terms of a couple of little technical things. We got those squared away, and then the weather started becoming a little bit of a factor. But I think now we got that first half underneath our belts that we're good to go for the second half. And Mark, you have a look at the halftime stats.
I do, and they're actually very close. The Challengers and the Knights very close statistically in that first half, as you might expect with a 14-6 game. For North Valley, 6 first downs in the first half. They ran the ball 17 times for 100 yards. That's 5.9 yards per carry against that Challenger defense. So nice job by the Knights, controlling most of the first quarter and running the football and scoring their 6 points there in that first quarter. Passing for the Knights, they're 0 for 1 for 0 yards, no interceptions, and they've only thrown that ball the one time, and it was tipped and really never anywhere near the receiver, tipped at the line of scrimmage. They had return yards of 15, kickoff return yards, total offense for North Valley Knights, 115 yards. Penalties for North Valley, 4 penalties for 25 yards, and no fumbles, no interceptions so far by either team in this game, which is a little unusual for an opening game. But the part that isn't unusual is both teams kind of struggling a little bit on offense. Not really, neither team looking all that stellar offensively. Moving the ball a little bit, both teams, but nothing really not a lot of rhythm to either offense, it doesn't seem like so far. For the Challengers in the first half, they had 8 first downs. Rushing, Cascade Christian 11 carries for 57 yards. That's 5.2 yards per carry. Passing tonight, a nice job. You know, the one thing that we did see last year, you know, when Austin Moody played quarterback in the first few games of the season, he was very his passing percentages were always high, and the same thing is true tonight. 12 for 16 throwing the ball. He tends to throw the ball to the guys that are open. He makes good decisions. 12 for 16 for 124 yards, and a lot of those have been screens and jack screens and little bubble screens, and you know, the main target tonight has been Wilson, and he's thrown to him over and over and over again. Luke Wilson's been very effective offensively, but 12 for 16 for Ashton Moody for 124 yards. 15 yards in returns for the Challengers as well, and total offense for Cascade Christian in that first half, 196 yards. Penalties, 4 penalties against the Challengers for 40 yards, and again, no interceptions, no fumbles for Cascade Christian. Well, they did have one fumble that they fell on, actually, their own fumble. No turnovers for either team in that first half. So a pretty clean game in that aspect. 196 yards of total offense for the Challengers to 115 for North Valley, and scoreboard sort of reflects that as 14-6, the Challengers lead here at half.
Tonight's action is brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The Fall Recreation Guide is due out soon with sports leagues and activities to sign up for. Visit playmedford.com or call the Santos Center at 774-2400 to learn more. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. At halftime, it is the Challengers 14 and the Knights 6. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Thank you. Of course. Perfect. Okay.
I don't know, Jim, I might leave it right there.
Okay.
Just cover up your equipment. Don't worry about the rest of it.
Okay.
Make sure it's not going to fly away.
Yeah. Power cords. No, paracord. Wrap around so it doesn't fly away. Because this is right over here. This is after that.
for a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
got you in the shot there, Mark.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to move around.
Yeah. We had some rain come up, had to get this covered, and we had all kinds of crazy stuff just happen here. So we have a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and basically the Challengers had the football to start the third quarter, kind of stalled on their drive and punted it back to the Knights. The Knights with a run up the middle there for 4 yards, and it's 2nd now and 6 from their own 40, and we've got a penalty flag.
So I'll get that back up for you. So we're in the third quarter. Now I'm going to have to try to work my way back out here where I could see what's going on. We have 8:17 to go in the quarter. False start penalty against the Knights.
Yeah, we got a little surprised by the rain, and then we had almost a catastrophic event with our cover.
Yeah.
And we could have a real comedy show tonight.
Oh, that's for sure. And I can see we got that pole for the canopy occasionally showing up in the shot. Our apologies for that. We're trying to make this work the best we can on a
Reverse.
play. They string it out to the outside. Derek Farmer there to make the play for Cascade Christian.
And then defense for the Challengers doing a much better job of staying home on the plays.
So that'll bring up 3rd down for North Valley. Ball spotted at their own 32-yard line. So I think for anybody joining late that these opening series for the Challengers and Knights pretty representative of the game. It's been, shall we say, a little something of a defensive struggle. Both teams have their moments offensively, but have not really got in a good sustained rhythm, maybe except for that one play, drive by the Challengers.
Quarterback keeper, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose a couple yards.
So defense doing a good job there. That'll bring up a 3rd down. It looks like it'll be about 15.
And I'm assuming North Valley's going to kick the football back to the Challengers. This time we have Scaglione back deep.
You know, you talk about the teams, and I think with all that we've had between smoke and wind and rain, we've been a little bit out of rhythm this evening.
You think? Yeah, I think that's true.
You just work with what you got the best you can.
That's right.
Punt play by the Knights. It's high and short. Scaglione fields it at the 38-yard line, refusing to go down as he works it up to about the 43. So the Challengers get it back, leading by 8 in the ball game. As I tried to keep the rain off the camera, it presents a little bit of, so you'll see some funny little shadows in the corners of the shot. But overall, I can see here that you're able to pick up the most critical part of it. Challengers come out now with Farmer at quarterback. Hands to Scaglione. Scaglione crosses the 45-yard line, gets it up to about the 46.
So give him about 3 on the play.
So there you start out with Farmer. Start out with something kind of nice and simple. Get him in the flow a little bit, working with the center, Zach Cook. Zach Cook, first-year starter. He's a junior, but first-year starter at center. Have man in motion. That's Dylan Westlake. And the ball once again to Scaglione. He finds some running room. He'll scamper up the sidelines. 40 to the 30 to the 20, and he gets it all the way down to the 18.
Yeah, nice run by Scaglione as he picks up about 23 yards on the carry. Great burst of speed once he got through the hole.
Now, Mark, I don't know whether we're going to be able to pull this up or not, pull this off or not. That corner you got right next to you, wonder if we can raise that a little bit so we can.
Working on it.
All right, appreciate it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Challengers at the 17. And on the keeper, Farmer, but a good penetration there defensively by the Knights. And there's Bryson Teal. He has been a playmaker for the Knights this evening. Loss, what do you call about a loss of about 4 on the play?
About 4, yeah. Lost 4 on the play.
On the 2nd and 14, Scaglione there. Carson Smith making the tackle for North Valley. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 11.
So Scaglione gets 3 of the lost yardage back.
$3:55 to go in the 3rd. Now Ashton Moody back in at quarterback. He's going to try to run it to the outside.
And he gets about 5 yards.
Hayden Taylor making the stop for North Valley. Bring it to about a 4th down and 7.
Interesting that the Challengers choose to go for it here. I think, Mason Hoffman could probably make a field goal from here if they chose to do that. Oh, and then we got North Valley offsides, and that's going to get the Challengers real close.
So a fortuitous turn of circumstances, and what's one of the things we've seen the Challengers do well over the years is doing long counts and some things, at least in terms of work at the line of scrimmage that might help draw a defense off, and so now it makes it a 4th and short. Certainly makes the play call a little bit different here for Getman and the Challengers.
Watch for the quarterback keeper here to the left.
Moody, you called it. And he hops, skips, and jumps inside the 10-yard line.
And it looks like he got the 1st down.
And the Challengers keep the drive alive.
Well, they're looking at it. Nope, they're saying it's 1st down Knights.
What?
I don't know. I can't tell from here.
It looked like kind of an interesting.
I thought they stopped the clock because they were going to give the Challengers the 1st down, but apparently they stopped the clock to give the Knights the 1st down.
So the Knights dodge danger. They're deep in their own territory, but they keep the Challengers from extending the lead. Challengers going very run heavy in that last series. And North Valley on 1st down.
Quarterback keeper.
Take it up the middle, Miller does.
Give him about 3 yards on that sneak.
So we'll make it a 2nd down and 7. And that kind of seems where they've been at their best tonight, Mark, is trying to make it happen up the middle.
Yeah, running up the middle or off tackle. When they've tried to run sweeps, they've had struggles. They've had some luck with the counters as well. And here comes off tackle again. Nice job. Is that Nips in there with the tackle for the Challengers?
Let's see.
No, Peyton Maurer actually coming off the edge and making that tackle from his safety spot. Gain of a yard maybe.
Third down and manageable. This, often with a lot of teams, will be where you would see them do a pass play, but North Valley, and I think they remain true to form. Have they not thrown the ball at all here in the second half?
No, they haven't. They threw it once in the 1st half.
So on the 3rd and 6.
There's the inside counter that they've run over and over again for a big gain.
And running upfield. Loads of running room. Picking up first down yardage for the North Valley Knights, Hayden Taylor, the sophomore.
29-yard run for Taylor. And a big first down for North Valley.
Well, it gets them away from the shadow of the end zone behind them. And it also eats time off the clock here as we're down to 1:11 to go here in the third. Miller under center. Man in motion is Friedman. Toss play. Carrying the ball. Hayden Taylor.
Taylor gets a couple of yards. And as you mentioned, Knights using the clock, as they did in that first quarter when they scored their touchdown. Tight formation again for the Knights.
Miller.
Inside reverse again to Taylor.
This time, though, Challenger's doing a good job there of reading it, although the Knights do pick up a couple of yards on the play.
Rain still coming down a little bit here at U.S. Cellular Field.
Well, we asked for the rain.
Well, we probably prayed for it. I know I did.
It's like, you want rain? You got it.
You got it.
And we got the end of the third quarter. And very much game within reach for North Valley. They've got the ball, trailing by 8. We got the fourth quarter of play coming up on the other side of this timeout. And you're watching Oregon 3A football on TableRockSports.net.
University is pleased to sponsor Cascade Christian Challenger Athletics this season. Go Challengers!
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer start at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle ice cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
So a third down and about 7 for the Knights as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Pitch play going to the outside. Crossing midfield out to about the 48-yard line. That's Leo Friedman, the senior. And that'll bring up a 4th and short.
Yes, and I would assume the Knights are going to go for it here.
You would think so.
And they are going to first call a timeout, it looks like.
So a timeout called on the field on what has turned out to be a windy, rainy night after we started out with dry conditions and smoke. Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365. Use your Peak Rewards to save on gas and snacks on your next road trip with the team. Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including the John L. Scott Real Estate Scoreboard and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. So really, I think for the Knights on a night like this and knowing that if Cascade gets the ball back and is able to put a drive together for a score, this is a critical play for them.
Yeah, and I think one of the Knights is down here on the sideline. That's why it's holding up play. So you can probably take a break, I think, as they don't seem to be moving very quickly here.
All right, we will go to a timeout, and then we will be right back.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Back here at Lithia Driveway Field, we still have a player being tended to, and Mark, you were seeming to think that maybe, probably under the circumstances, what we're talking about here is a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to stretch him out so they can get him up. Here it looks like one of the North Valley kids on the sideline right here on the Challengers bench, basically. And they're looking like they're going to get him up right now. And it's the running back.
And that is Hayden Taylor for North Valley. And a little wobbly, but
you can tell
I've seen worse.
Definitely a cramp. He's all stiff on the one leg.
Yeah. Occupational hazards of the first week of the season. You know, one of those deals where...
So the Knights now, remember, 4th and 2 here for North Valley. A big play in the game, definitely, with 11:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. Challengers defense, which the Knights defense stepped up on the other end of the field and made a stop when the Challengers are inside the 10-yard line, and see if the Challenger defense can return the favor.
Pitch play, a little bit of trouble there for Friedman, and the Challengers get it back.
Yes, they do, at the 50-yard line.
So the Challengers not only get the ball back, but they have a short field to work with 11:45 to go. So for Cascade, they're out in front right now.
That was a big chance taken by North Valley. Punting the football in that situation wouldn't have been a bad thing. You're only down one score, and now you give the Challengers excellent field position at the 50. Of course, hindsight's always 20/20 too.
Absolutely. And they've had some success, to be fair, running throughout the night. Just on that play, Challengers got the big stop when they needed it, and now running with the football is Ashton Moody. He's going to run it. He's crossed the 20 to the 10 and dragged down inside the 5.
Yeah, nice run by Moody. Good block that time by Peyton Maurer, getting him around the corner.
Oh, and we got a flag at the end of the play.
Flags on the play.
Looked like
some words were exchanged, and then a flag came out. So we'll see what that's about. 48-yard run by Moody.
Of course, we can hear the Knight faithful off to our right. They have an opinion about this.
And let's see what the call is. Is it against the Challengers? Unsportsmanlike against the Challengers.
So that call against Cascade, and that'll bring some of that big gain back. And that'll bring it out to about the 17-yard line.
Ball is placed on the 17-yard line, first down.
Yeah, 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty against the Challengers. Not sure what exactly happened there, but
Well, whatever was said, the officials did not like it.
Still a first down for Cascade Christian.
So now we come out with Dylan Westlake in the left slot. Receiver on his left. Maurer in tight to the right. And Ashton Moody running it, keeping his feet, and he punches it in.
Not to be denied, Ashton Moody from 17 yards out with the touchdown.
17-yard run by Ashton Moody. And that extends the Challenger lead. Timely play here late in the game.
Yeah, very, very good job by the Challengers getting that touchdown here to give them a 2-score lead.
20-6 ball game. And now coming in, well, it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for two. See Fianaka in the backfield, Dylan Westlake. Ashton Moody out of the shotgun set. Moody
just runs over a defender and gets into the end zone for the 2.
Kind of reminds me of the Challengers' new quarterback coach, Hayden Shawn. Shawn, a power runner from his quarterback position back in the day, and now the Challengers take a 22-6 lead. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back.
Here comes more of the rain, too.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of.
Back here at Lithium Driveway Field, Bryson Teal back deep to receive the kick from Alex Fianaka. We're trying to position things once again with the rain coming down, and Fianaka with the kick.
Beauty that time. 5 yards deep in the end zone.
And I would definitely say you can definitely see why, at least in terms of handling kickoff chores, why they got Fianaka in there taking care of that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a leg for it, you can tell.
So now, North Valley gets it back. Needing to try to come up with an answer with 11:25 left to go in the ball game. There's still time for them, but it's a 2-score game now at least.
And time's starting to be on the Challenger side as we get later into this fourth quarter.
Well, this is where you wonder then if because they have to, you start seeing them attempting to throw the football.
I think if you're the Challengers, you better be ready for that.
Miller rolling out, looking downfield.
Nice job by Peyton Maurer stepping in and breaking that one up.
Well, and that is one thing as they try to look for Teal on the play, that they went with something short there and in the traffic. And Maurer, for all the headlines that he has made for his pass catching abilities, he's definitely a godsend defensively for Cascade.
Yeah, very good safety, reads the quarterback well, and that time just gets an arm in front of the receiver and knocks the ball away. So nice play by him. Stops the clock, though. 11-18, the incomplete pass.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Friedman in motion. Running play, busting loose is Teal. And he'll have enough for a night first down. See Teal showing off some explosiveness there as he runs the ball out to the 30-yard line for North Valley.
How did... Okay.
Once again, North Valley going to the ground game.
Same play, just ran it to the other direction that time.
And Teal, nice pickup on first down. I think the only occupational hazard to all this, Mark, though, is even positive runs of the relatively short variety take time. And time's, well, a commodity they're getting less and less of.
That is definitely true. The Challenger defense, however, has been fooled on some of these running plays. The Knights have done a decent job of running the football most of the night.
So we seem to have momentarily lost the camera feed. Now we're back.
Luke Wilson with a great play there on the inside reverse to keep it from being a huge gain. Turns out just to be a 2-yard gain instead of, I think Luke Wilson, the last line of defense that time. If he doesn't make that play, it might have been a touchdown. Knights with 160 yards unofficially now on the ground.
Not a bad night's work. 3rd and short. Friedman, and they hand the ball, picking up first down yardage. And that is Teal on the play.
He gets about 5 yards. First down for the Knights.
Moves the sticks.
And the Knights need to have a little more sense of urgency as they're running precious time off the clock, huddling and taking quite a bit of time on each play.
Well, here's the deal. Let's say they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They still trail by 8.
Yes, exactly.
So they have to,
do that again.
Now they'll hand the ball to Friedman. Friedman
Oof.
Got up a little momentum, but there was a freight train wearing black stopping him.
And that was Scaglione, I think, that time, from his safety spot.
Well, you know that there are a few family names in Cascade lore that when you know that kid has that last name, that he's going to be a good athlete. Over the years, names like Maurer and Morris and Scaglione. I remember Braden and Christian out here in years
and
prior.
Fralick.
Yeah, Fralick's another name. Miller, the quarterback, under center. And loosed the ball on the turf. He's trying to get a handle on it. Jack Nips tried to close in on him.
And that's a big loss. Going to be a 3rd and long now.
Be about a 3rd. What do you figure? Maybe about a 3rd and 19.
Yeah. And timeout taken by the Knights.
So timeout with 7:37 left to go in the ball game. This will give us an opportunity to break away and say thanks to our sponsors, and then we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey, Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
7:37 22-6, and we've got 7:37 left to go. 3rd and long for North Valley. Miller hands it off to Teal. Challenger defense closes in on him.
He gets about 4 yards.
Mason Hoffman, you're talking about that linebacking crew that the Challengers have, and he's a part of that this year.
Yeah, he is.
As he's kind of grown, so as his game has kind of grown. He went from being, a smaller, skinnier receiver in earlier years, and then now he's playing the line and playing linebacker. Oh, yeah, and he kicks the football too.
Yeah.
So it'll bring up 4th and 15. And a little trouble with the ball, no doubt because of the wet conditions. It rolls around on the turf, and it's recovered by the Challengers, giving them a short field and the ball.
And who recovered? Is that Freilich? Ashton Moody comes up with the football. So after getting the unsportsmanlike penalty, Ashton Moody has been tough to deny, I guess is what we would say.
Yes, he has been.
Legal formation against the Knights. Of course, that penalty's declined, and the penalty, of course, not taken. So the Challengers get the football after the fumble.
Well, Challengers come out, and opportunity here to more or less, for all intents and purposes, put this game away, save for a big play by the North Valley defense.
Well, if you remember last year's game against the Knights, it was similar in that the first half was very competitive. And the Challengers finally pulled away in the second half. Sort of what we've seen tonight. The Knights have been formidable opponents all night.
Ashton Moody dropping back, looking to throw, has a man. He'll drop it in. Touchdown, Challengers.
And I think that's Peyton Maurer.
Well, you're only going to neutralize him for so long.
13-yard touchdown pass to Peyton Maurer. And the Challengers, one play on the board.
So it's a 22-point ball game. Mason Hoffman with an opportunity here to stretch it a little further. Ashton Moody, the holder. The kick is up.
And it is
right
good.
Down Broadway, it is good. With 6:32 left to go in the game, the Challengers lead 29-6. We will take a timeout and be right back.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures.
Challengers kicking it away. And, well, a no-doubter by Mason Hoffman. He's come a long way in that phase of the game since he first took over the kicking chores at the beginning of last season.
Yeah, and he'd never kicked before. He just thought he would try it.
Yeah.
Not bad for a guy who thought he would try it.
Yeah, there you go. So North Valley now
6:32 left to go, down 3 scores. And the Challengers had done the same thing they did to North Valley last year, pulling away here in the second half.
Margin a little tighter this go around, though. And of course, true to form, first week, that the Challengers would be happy to take the win, but they know that they've got quite a little bit to work on. And you always know in an offense like that, it's going to take time to get that timing down. Miller rolling out, looking downfield, and has a man, but overthrows him. And it falls incomplete to bring up second down and 10.
Miller seemed to hold on to that ball a little longer than he should. He actually had an open receiver. I think that was Taylor, but he held the ball just a little bit too long, and Taylor got covered up by the time he threw it.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 6:25 left to go in the ball game. Well, here's the good news is our air quality is back down in the moderate category.
Yes, how about that? Poof. That's what the rain will do for you.
Yeah. North Valley turning to the ground game, spinning and bowling his way forward. Hayden Taylor
gets about 5 yards on the play.
Got me all choked up.
I can tell.
That brings us third down.
Challengers have been a little better in the second half defensively against the run after giving up 100 yards in the first half. Just 65 here in the second half, and on just about the same number of plays in the first half. So a little bit better by the Challengers in the second half. One of the things with Coach Sean's defense is kids got to learn to stay home. And one of the things about the inside run and the reverses that North Valley has ran, it will give the Challengers some film to look at and talk about, why you got to stay home on defense.
Teal takes off and runs with it, but there to run him down is Peyton Maurer.
Short gain on the play. Fourth down.
So fourth down for the Knights. It looks like they're going to kick the football.
Challengers get it back. Scaglione standing back at his own 45. Hunter takes the snap. Wobbly kick. Scaglione fields it on the bounce. And good coverage by the Knights special teams.
But a good job by Scaglione just to not let that ball, roll on further down the field. At least he gathered it and kept it from rolling further down the field.
Ryan Gaskin on the coverage for North Valley. Moody and the Challengers back out on the field. Twins left and right.
If you're the Challengers now, you want to run the football if you possibly can.
Scaglione in the backfield along with the quarterback Moody. They show fly sweep, but instead, Moody will hang on to it.
He gets about 3 yards. Unofficially now the Challengers at 100 and, excuse me, if I put it on the right side of the ledger here, Challengers at about 175 yards of rushing tonight.
Productive night. You wondered after Cameron Ragu had run the lion's share of the football last year how that was going to go, but in what little we saw of Scaglione at the varsity level, we knew that this was a player with a ton of potential.
Well, Scaglione, and don't forget about, as this is a nice play by Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson once again with yards after the catch. Works it down to the 31.
Luke Wilson, the leading receiver on the night, definitely, for the Challengers. 22 yards on the reception for him.
First and 10. Ball down at about the 32-yard line. Nice looking execution of the play, at least in terms of Fianaka had me convinced he had the ball. As he runs forward, then they try to swing out a pass that falls incomplete.
Yeah, good looking play. Just Luke Wilson wanted to run with the football before he caught it. And
well, you got to think that that's one of those plays that happens in week 1 that you don't make that mistake in week 9.
You probably don't make it again, really. If you're Luke Wilson, you probably won't see him do that again this year.
Trip receivers, Wilson, Freilich, and Westlake. And now Scaglione scampers to the far sideline, and he works his way down to the 20.
And Scaglione having a nice night, and Austin Moody, between the two of them, they've got most of the Challengers' rushing yards tonight.
Derek Farmer going to check into the ball game. And it looks like they got him checking in at quarterback. And already I'm thinking, Mark, when you see him come in at quarterback, you might want to be looking for a running play.
Yeah, I think he's going to be more the option, although we've seen Ashton Moody take off with the ball on several occasions as well.
Well, having two really good quarterbacks is a nice problem to have.
It certainly is. 5-yard run by Scaglione up the middle.
Scaglione, the ball carrier. The ball down to the 15-yard line.
192 yards now rushing for the Challengers. 192 yards rushing, 159 yards passing. So good balance by Cascade Christian.
2:11 and counting left to go in the ball game. Farmer now in at quarterback. Trip receivers to the right side. And taking off and running with it. Scampering toward the sideline is Farmer.
Farmer with the keeper.
He's real close to the first down, but I think he's a little bit short. It's going to bring up third and about a yard.
Just short of the first down marker, third down.
So a 3rd and 1 for Cascade as they try to hold on the ball. 1:52 left to go in the ball game. For receiver set. And to Scaglione. Picks up a few yards, burns some more time.
And there's a flag on the play on the far side. On Luke Wilson, I think.
And it looked like we might have a man down for North
we
Valley.
We do, and I think there's a hold against the Challengers. Interesting.
And then I see Wilson with his arms, his palms facing upward. And I think, well, we'll first of all get the call from the official.
Holding is on defense. It's on the Knights.
Okay.
So that should give the Challengers a first down.
So it looks like we've got a timeout here.
Yep.
In the late moments of the ball game.
I think it's an injury timeout. They're trying to get the players back on the field because there was that guy, one of the Knights, on the field over there about the 5-yard line. I think that's been corrected. So the Challengers get the ball back now, 1st and goal from the 4 or 5-yard line, it looks like.
First and goal from the 4. And the Challengers are going to be content to take a knee.
That brings up second down.
And then Farmer.
Getting instruction from Coach Getman on waiting for the back judge to raise his hand before he snaps the ball. Clock running down to just about 1 minute here to go in the 4th. And that is a knee from Farmer.
And now clock down to 39 seconds.
And if they go below, I think they're going to have to take one more knee. And they do. And that should do it.
So the Cascade Christian Challengers and the North Valley Knights lock horns. And I think we can safely say for a good 2.5, maybe 3 full quarters, it was a wrestling match.
It really was.
It went back and forth. Predictably, you expected offenses maybe to go in fits and starts. And then the Challengers pull away in the 4th quarter. And they get their season started off with a win. Cascade Christian defeating the North Valley Knights by a score of 29-6. And what we'll do is we'll take a timeout and be right back with the Know Your Role postgame show here on TableRockSports.net.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
And welcome back to the Southern Oregon Sports Commission Know Your Role postgame show. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. Recapping the scoring in the ball game tonight. Challengers on their first drive of the game. It was Ashton Moody connecting with running back Caleb Scaglione. Point after attempt, no good. 6-0 ball game. North Valley went to the power game. And they ran the ball up the middle, found success that way. The drive ended with a John Erkeneff 13-yard run. The point after attempt was wide left, and the game was tied up at 6. Then after a long drive late in the second quarter with 1:10 left to go in the half, it was Ashton Moody on a 1-yard touchdown run. He also ran it in on the 2-point conversion to give us our halftime lead of 14-6 for the Challengers. In the fourth quarter, after they played to kind of a standoff in the third, with 11:25 to go in the ball game, it was Ashton Moody scoring on a 17-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion run by Moody was good to make it 22-6. And then to finish off the scoring on the night, it was Moody to his long, tall target, Peyton Maurer. They connected on a 13-yard touchdown strike, and the point after attempt by Hoffman good to give us our final score of 29-6. So the Challengers open up their season at 1-0, and they'll next be in action next Friday night. We'll be on the road as the Challengers take on the Sutherland Bulldogs, a team brimming with optimism and looking for a much improved 2023 campaign after going through some growing pains last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a good one up there next week. The Challengers, we've talked about it before. Most teams look for that improvement between week 1 and week 2. They learn a lot about their team in that first week and get a chance to kind of show some of that in week 2. So we'll see how that goes for them next week. Meanwhile, for this game, first for the North Valley Knights, the Challenger defense much better in the second half, holds them to just 3 first downs in the second half and just 67 yards total offense in that second half. So a nice job by the Challengers making some defensive adjustments and really keeping North Valley low on the yardage total in the second half and low on the first down total as well. The Knights in the game, 36 carries for 167 yards. That's about 4.6 yards per carry, passing 0 for 3. No completions on the night for 0 yards. Return yards for North Valley, 15. Total offense for the Knights, 182 yards. They did have 7 penalties for 40 yards. And they had one fumble that the Challengers recovered and 1 turnover on downs that kind of, in some ways, really gave the Challengers the advantage when they didn't punt, turned the ball over on the 50-yard line. The Challengers went down and scored a touchdown. The Knights got the ball back 3 and out and tried to punt, and it was a muffed on the snap. And 2 quick touchdowns by the Challengers put the game away right there. And you mentioned that, prior to that, it was a pretty close game. The Knights had the ball at the 50, down a score, marching down the field, and all of a sudden the wheels kind of came off for North Valley there at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. So for Cascade Christian on the night, they ended the game with 16 first downs, rushing the ball, 25 carries for 196. So a nice job, 7.8 yards per carry for the Challengers. Passing, Ashton Moody, 14 for 20, 159 yards. Return yards for the Challengers, 25. Total offense for Cascade Christian, 380 yards. Penalties, 6 penalties for 60 yards. And I know a couple of those penalties, unsportsmanlike, Coach Getman never likes to see. So some of that stuff will get cleaned up as well in week 2. And the Challengers did have that 1 turnover on downs way deep in North Valley Knight territory inside the 10. So altogether, a really nice game for Cascade Christian, much better in the second half. And we'll see how they improve when they play Sutherland next week.
All right, well, that'll wrap up things on what has been a very eventful. I think the game of itself, quite entertaining. A lot of entertainment on the roof of the press box tonight, fighting the wind
and the rain.
And a canopy that tried to fly away.
Oh, my.
And then we had one point where our portable Wi-Fi decided to freeze up, something we never see happen. Well, never say never. That's one more never happens that we can check off the box now.
Pretty much all of it happened tonight. It's a good thing that we weren't doing a reality TV show from the press box tonight, because it would have been a comedy of errors, so to speak.
Well, the good news is not, thankfully, not every week goes like this, and it's more things that you kind of just put in the memory bank. Well, that'll wrap up tonight's broadcast, and we'd like to thank Cascade Christian High School Athletic Director Nate Maben for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Our special thanks to head coaches Neil DeForest of North Valley and John Getman of Cascade Christian. Our next broadcast of Challenger football will come up on Friday night as the Challengers visit the Sutherland Bulldogs. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It was Cascade Christian 29, North Valley 6. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Johnny McCoy and Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for watching and good night from Lithia Driveway Field in Medford, Oregon.